The time for talk is over as we are just mere moments away from the Super Bowl. Two teams now have a chance to prove they are the best. It's the Bills going up against the Giants. So the time has come. Let's send you out to the stadium and join the two men that will have the Super Bowl call. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in one of America's finest cities, Miami, Florida. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Giants. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56. Green, no, check, Patriot.
Garoppolo on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. And so often we talk about electric playmakers as we look at the offense here. Sammy Watkins, he's an electric playmaker.
Love the word you used. Electric indeed. Dynamic. And this guy makes plays and opens the game up.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. And I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And quickly, the starting 11 now for the New York defense.
Jonathan Hankins is a run-stuffing defensive tackle who creates a pile-up with each and every snap.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Here we go now. Back down, Philly. Here we go. Detroit. All right, now, look at 56.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Olivier Vernon in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. So a big sack on 2nd down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for 3rd.
Here we go now. Over. Leopard. No, check, Patriot. All right, now, look at 56.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Escaping the pressure right. And he finds a man. That's Watkins. It's a big play for the Bills on 3rd down. 45 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. This will be caught inside the 10. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Sammy Watkins, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Garoppolo looking to throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. Well, they had that great, long, methodical drive to put it in the end zone. Then they tried to bite off a little more and get 8 points. Instead, they're sitting at 6.
But didn't that feel like a decision that they made on Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, you usually say that's what they do, right?
Right. That's the best one. The best ones do that. They take the emotion out of it. That felt like that was scripted. Hey, if we score on the opening drive, we're going to go for 2 and try and really gain an advantage.
Watch it now.
fifth-round man, Paul Perkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the best.
It's caught inside the 25. A gain of 39 that time. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down.
They completed the screen, but one of the things you worry about is can the quarterback get rid of the ball before he's actually tackled? So your offensive linemen have to hold up the rushers a little bit because you want to make sure you keep your guy's jersey clean throughout the game. Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on third down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Here's Manziel, flushed out right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a second and goal.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On the sneak, and he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Johnny Manziel taking it in. And the Giants have tied it here, and they can take the lead if they hit the PAT. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, you gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Jonathan Hankins in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. They'll come out in the pistol. On play action, now Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, and it's fourth down. On fourth down, Colton Schmidt to punt it away. This will be fielded at the 17. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out come the Giants. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. a really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And we take a look at the Bills' defense.
Whenever we talk about Zach Brown, the first thing that comes to mind is speed. He can absolutely fly at the linebacker position.
On play action, they'll throw. Now he's hit and the ball comes out. Manziel lost it. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case,
he's got it at the 15. It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. 64 yards.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
A handoff to Perkins, and they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
They'll try to pick it up with Perkins. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on 4th down here. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
No. Check. Patriot.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. Shift together here from the D-line. First and goal, they'll look to smash it in. Maybe a quarterback sneak here. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't know if there's any other way to put it, but that play was blown up right from the snap. How about the guys on the defensive side of the ball? It's almost like they were in the offensive huddle.
Yeah, it's one thing to stand him up from that 1-yard line. Pushing him back to the 5, though. Wow.
Yeah, I like what you just said.
And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. Johnny Manziel, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Giants add on to their lead. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
That one goes for 24 yards. Garoppolo on 1st down. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Sammy Watkins, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And his guy's now just a 2-point conversion away from tying us up. Garoppolo looks to throw, and they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So now, Charles, 2 touchdowns, 2 tries at 2-point conversions, and both fail.
And you want to say, let's go ahead and run the kicker out there from now on. But the problem is you're chasing points at this stage. So now you got to dial up more 2-point conversions and hope you're successful from here on out.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down into those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they got to try something because right now, they're just cutting them to shreds.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They go play action here on first down. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Corey Coleman, 58 yards. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Bills getting set to go. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure. We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. A good pick up there at 20 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Now Garoppolo. This is caught. Watkins. That one goes for 24 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. So in the second quarter, he's already up. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Jay Ajayi taking it in from a yard out. And the Bills have cut it to within a score. And the lead is down to 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get it.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Manziel toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and forced an incompletion.
And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
A big play that time on the catch and run, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't it?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. Here's Manziel. He's got time. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and that will push the lead up to 5. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
The Bills' offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
It's a gain of 9 yards, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. And this is caught by Watkins. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Garoppolo looks to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be a Buffalo 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. 2nd down following the incompletion.
Let's go. Push it now, Barney. Barney. Back there, Philly. Here we go. No. Check, Patriot.
Garoppolo to try again on second down. He's going to let it go deep. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Jarvis Landry, 29 yards. And the Bills have retaken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he returns it on just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. And here come the Bills. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. He sets to fire deep. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Now let's go. No. Check. Patriots. Leopard.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to try and go deep again. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On first down, Garoppolo. He's going to let it go again. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. This will be caught at about the 6. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Again, we'll see the pistol here.
Here we go now. Leopard.
Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Being chased out left. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
So put 3 on the board, but from inside the 5. And I know we use this phrase a lot, but that's a big-time win for the defense.
It sure is. You've got the short field behind you, so you can afford to turn up the pressure. And that was a nice sequence there to keep them out of the end zone.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And New York set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've come upon halftime here in Super Bowl 53 as we send you up to Orlando. And with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Larry Ridley. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. Able to get away.
Just got to keep the legs churning.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Here we go now.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Surveying the field. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for the Giants. 59 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They go counter. Perkins. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
They'll let the shorter back Perkins run it. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Paul Perkins taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants are once again going to retake the lead.